So
That's on the list.
Fantastic.
it'll be like a Saturday night at 9:00, and
Okay, yeah, a month ahead is actually a good idea because Pete's already got gigs. So.
well, there we go. But yeah, so I just want to give Brian and Factory Fast Records a quick mention because they have been so golden and such huge promoters of the indie scene. And without him, I wouldn't have come upon you guys and all the other bands I've discovered in the past a few months.
Yeah, they are absolutely fantastic. Check them out, factoryfastrecords.co.nr.
There we
Also
go.
at americanaretrofit.co.nr.
There's our plug for Brian. But
Brian!
yeah. But I just want to. I think we may have time for one more song. But before we get to that, just a few more questions. Now, since you guys have been at this for about 15 years, obviously you've developed a sort of dynamic which we've kind of lightly touched upon as far as songwriting, saying, you know what, well, no, here's a riff and the lyrics like a day later and the song is done. Now, do you think that a lot of it comes a little bit easier, not just for the love of the music, but just because you guys have known each other so long, so you kind of know what each other's likes and dislikes are to kind of make it work?
Guaranteed.
Oh yeah. You know what? It's this. We're not like the kind of Motley Crue-ish type band where we're just getting together and just drinking our faces off and partying. We put our nose to the grindstone and we know what we're looking for in the end product, and we go about it that way.
So, and it sounds like most of the time you guys have a lot of fun doing it. Now, are there some times where you're writing the song down, you're getting it done, and you don't necessarily disagree, but you're just kind of like you're just not in the mood to finish it that day, like you need to take a break?
You know what? Bob wrote this melody. I put some lyrics to it, and as I'm writing it, I'm telling my girlfriend, God, I hate this song. I hate this song. And then I bring it here, and Bob says, why don't you try this? I'm like, damn it, I love this song.
Sometimes you can take the idea and just put a little gentle spin on it, and boom, all of a sudden it goes from crap to I love it.
And that's the nice part that I like, that I know so many good musicians, is because, like I said, those songs I will send you, and once I get the guitar fixed, we'll be working on the project even more. But able to send the stuffs out and pretty much saying, no, here's a new song. If it sucks, fine. Tell me why it sucks. I want to know. No, I'm willing to learn. I can take the heat.
You know what? We get together, and if you notice, a lot of our songs don't follow the mainstream, like the song name is in the chorus type
Right.
thing. So I've never named one of the songs. I write the lyrics, and then Bob says, why don't we call it this? And I'm like, perfect.
Well, no, excuse me. That's a good way to go too, because you don't have to conform to the mainstream to make good music. The whole album that's put together. You don't need to have essentially a title track, meaning it doesn't need to match the title of the album, or it doesn't need to follow a certain pattern, meaning organization of the songs, not necessarily arrangement, but lyric wise, or maybe telling a story, having a storyline of some sort. And
that's the best part. I mean, that's the greatest thing about indie music, is that you can explore what's not the mainstream. I mean, like we talked earlier about having record executives telling you what to do and management saying, oh, our studies say this. Everybody explores what they feel is right, and they put it out there, and they get really good reviews on it by guys like you, and it's just great.
And Catherine and Nolan, the Matt Andersons.
Yeah, exactly.
It's when you mention the executives too. You know what? It just makes me think. I can just kind of picture the possible arguments they would have sometimes. No, they're saying, you know what, like, oh no, this doesn't sound right. Oh yeah, well here's your doesn't sound right. Give them the finger, you know.
You got that whole sellout aspect.
Well, that's right, and that's kind of a good thing. That, I mean, I know there's still a lot of one-hit wonders, but there's not as many as there used to be, just because it seems there more and more people are coming up from the indie mainstream, not mainstream, but coming up from the indie scene, and the newer ones are not kind of coming out as much. I mean, they're still getting signed, but it's not as lucrative as it used to be in a lot of cases.
That whole one-hit wonder thing, I don't know, it's just the way the radios just pile drive every song. They play it every 2 hours.
Well, and that's right, and that's the most frustrating thing, and that's...
There's not going to be the hits.
Well, exactly, and that's the one thing. The one thing I started the show, I swore to myself that I would never, depending on how many shows I did a day, I would never play the same song like 2 or 3 times throughout the day if I did like a long day music or shows, and or just play it too often because I didn't want to kill the song. I want people to hear this new stuff, and then we'll go back to the old stuff once in a while, then more and more new stuff, and just kind of play around with it. So they're kind of getting an equal opportunity, but they're not being played to death, so people aren't sick of the song already. Because like that's the last thing. I don't want to be known as a person who killed the indie scene.
You remember when you were younger and you had the tape player ready to record your song that you were waiting for days and days on the radio?
Oh, absolutely.
Nowadays you just plug it in your iPod and say, "Oh, I want to hear that song," and you're sick of it in a week.
Yeah, well, that's right. And well, especially the hands-free, if Siri will even play it, because today she was being a pain and she was annoying me. I had to play a song about 4 or 5 times, and I'm waiting. It's like, why aren't you playing the song? But just to jump back for a second,
what we're actually trying to do musically is keep it fresh. I don't know. Well, I mean, most people would remember back in the day when they used to release singles.
Right.
That's kind of what we're trying to do. Keep it fresh. Every month, new song. If we dump a whole album on you, it's going to be another year before we actually get another album. You're going to have to listen to the same stuff over and over and over and over and over. You get tired of it. You really do.
Yeah.
So if we bump them out once a month, hey, here's something new. Here's something new. Keep it fresh. Keep it real.
And that's exactly what I like to hear, and especially a lot of bands. And and a lot of bands are going that way as well. I'll tell you right now that a band from New York. Oh, he's an artist, but he does it all himself. But the guy's name is goes under Culture Trust.
Okay.
And what he did was the past year, the album was called 12 and 14. Is he did one song a month.
Yes.
And that's essentially what he's starting out again. He's done a few songs, but that's what he did a month, and that was his idea behind it too, is keeping things fresh and kind of getting himself not necessarily dedicated to music, but just kind of forcing him to kind of keep to his own deadline, even though like. Yeah. So I mean, if he didn't, it's fine because no one's going to tell him, no, you missed the deadline, so you're not going to get this because it's your own deadline, which makes things. I can only imagine how much easier that makes things for you guys and just in general in the indie scene, not having an actual timestamp saying you got to be finished by this time.
Well, that's the thing too. I mean, we both have day jobs that keep us pretty busy, and I mean, this is a hobby and something, so we're not bound by anybody else. It's on our free time, and whenever it feels good, we just do it.
And it's the same thing. Well, sort of the same thing with the radio show. I mean, granted, NMS is every Saturday, and in the interviews, I try to fit in whether I can, and I try to, depending on the week, because obviously, I got my day job too, so it's trying to balance it out too, and depending on what band it is and where they are geographically, because that's one of the biggest things. That's right. That's what I've gotten very, very used to, the time zones and which is what's where and what's how far ahead and how or behind.
You went 3 in the morning for an interview for us?
Yeah, actually, you know what? I did one interview at 5 in the morning because I was interviewing a band from Australia.
Oh, geez,
wow.
Yeah.
Because they were 14 hours ahead. It was my day off, and it's like, you know what? I want this interview, and the guy can't do it in the morning. He's like, you know what? I'll get up and I'll do it at 5. So that's dedication right there.
That is.
Yeah.
But you know what? It was worth it though, and that's the thing is, I do stuff because I love it, not because someone's telling me to. And I chose to get up that early and do it. Why? Because I want to. I want to talk to the band. I want to know more about it. So I was more than willing to get up and do it.
Well, I'll tell you, the music world needs more Doc Bones in it.
Just gonna say that. Yeah.
So, but I appreciate it. I mean, just like I said, it's just all for the love of music, right? And that's one of the reasons I kind of came up with the concept of Music Saturday, because like I can play new songs each week and have 3 people talk about and get honest reviews, because a lot of times the songs that I play we're hearing for the very first time on the show, so there hasn't been any pre-listening. Not all songs, but there's quite a few songs where I'll skim through the band's catalog or whatever they send me and kind of listen to a few seconds of it, but not listen to the whole song because I kind of want to go into it fresh. That way I'm giving a solid, honest opinion of what I actually think of the song without hearing it a few times and kind of thinking about what I'm going to say ahead of time.
Yeah, you really don't want to form an opinion ahead of time. It's nice to get that natural, real deal flow. This is it, and that's that.
That spontaneous reaction.
That's right. And and there's been a couple of times. I mean, if I'm working on actually doing video streaming as well at some point, and
nice.
But there's been a couple of times, man. If you saw the smile on my face after these music, it just there's like, wow,
it's funny because even listening to the show, I can hear the smile on your face.
Yeah.
There's been a couple of times where I can hear the grin wrapped so far around your ears you can barely speak.
Yeah. And that's what I love about it, man. It's just like man, that was awesome. So we do have time for one more song with you guys. So we're gonna
That
get.
wasn't me cracking a beer, by the way.
Oh yeah, Homer, were you opening a beer? No, I was saying, "Psst, I love you."
Me, I swear.
Yeah. All right, so we're gonna get to another song by the Windsor Project. This one's called "Matter of Time." Dig this.
Trying to tell me a story all about your pain and your glories. Trying to make me believe you got a reason to live. You go from powders to pistols. You call it pills to your pistols. It's just a matter of time before you let them expire. And your feet in the fire. Told you before, I won't tell you again. You're losing the game you've been playing. Erase the lines on your face. You're living away too fast, you know. And it shows. It's like trying to breathe underwater. Every time you cross the line and you'll be dying, you still know. You think you live in the dream. It ain't all what it seems. Before you know it, the castle is going to fall. Think you're under detention, pulled in every single direction. It's hard to see, so blind, completely out of your mind. Told you before, I won't tell you again. Losing the game you've been playing. Erase the lines on your face. You're living away too fast, you know. And it shows. It's like trying to breathe underwater. This time you cross the line and you'll be lying, you still know. You know. Just gamble your life away. The odds favor the house, I'm sure. It ain't worth it just to survive. Figure it out, you'll see. You told me stories all about your pain and your glories. Trying to make me believe you got a reason to live. You go from powders to pistols. You color pills to your crystals. It's just a matter of time before your love to expire.
All right, that was the Windsor Project with Matter Time, and you guys tell me off here. That's essentially a continuation of "This Is Where We Say Goodbye." So that actually wasn't planned, and I honestly didn't put the two together. I really like the song, so well, I have these three, and these are the songs that I'm digging right now that I really want to play. So it's just a lucky accident.
It was.
But that's pretty much gonna wrap it up. And just one final thing here, just because we're talking about off air. So you got a few things circulating right now. It's gonna be another heavy tune. So can we expect it within the next month and a half or so?
I'd say a couple weeks.
Yeah,
Oh, right on.
Probably about 3-4 weeks. Yeah, definitely within a month.
Right on, nice. So
You know, you're writing a song a month when you name them in your file system. April, May.
All right, guys. Well, this has been a great time. Thank you so much for coming on the show. This has been a lot of fun. And
Dr. Phillips, thanks for having us on your show.
It's been a pleasure, man.
oh man, anytime. So like I said, I'll be talking with Brian, and then we'll get you guys set up to come on Music Saturday.